And when it's too hard for everybody else, it's just right for us. Today we're dealing with squirrel damage. The little critters have been crawling right up the stucco side of this building and making their way into various homes. You may remember from a prior episode, we were working on the back of this complex and had worked on one of the middle units and had done some work to get the soffit vents vented to the outside, got rid of the bellies that were in them holding water, removed an entire flexible life through the top of 4 closets, ran some hard pipe through that, and put a big heavy metal basket on the outside to keep the squirrels from getting back in. The client who lives here on the end unit has now called us, and he was getting squirrels. He was hearing them across the top of his attic. He actually caught some of them on film, and so he's asked us to come and replace those. Let's take a walk, and we'll show you what we found on this episode of Forever Home. So we've got German upstairs in the 3rd floor loft bathroom, and he's cut open the ceiling. We'll take you up and show that in a few minutes. Norm's working in the lift here on the outside, has already completed putting 2 baskets here in the middle. We've got to do the one down below. We've also got 2 down here at the base, and then the final one up top. So he's got to get that situated and into the house so that German can run a new piece of ductwork from the bath exhaust fan to that vent, and then get the baskets all on the outside so that we can keep the squirrels out. So we're going to be taking a belt and suspenders approach with this install. We're taking out all of the plastic grills. I'll take you over and show you those in a second. We're going to be putting these metal ones on. They do come with a screen for the bottom of that. And in addition, we're going to be installing these wire baskets over top of them so that we make sure that there's no chance of the squirrels being able to get back into this when it is complete. So double the protection, just making absolutely sure that we don't have a problem. And you can see we've used these plastic guards before, and they work real well for taking care of birds, but the squirrels are being able to chew their way right through that, cause all sorts of problems. So Norm's working on getting the openings wide enough, large enough to get the new pipe in there, get this screwed, secured, and waterproof to the house. Let's take you inside and we'll show you what's going on in the bathroom upstairs. So one of the complaints that the customer had is every time that he would turn the lights on or the fan on in that bathroom, it seemed to be that the breaker that controls that entire 3rd floor kept tripping here. Now this is an arc fault circuit interrupter, so it's a little bit more sensitive than, say, your normal average breakers. They're also a lot more expensive. Some people have challenges with these tripping if they run a vacuum cleaner, and there are other devices in your house which can cause them to trip prematurely. So the question was, well, is it just a bad breaker? Is there a problem with one of the devices up there? Or have the squirrels actually chewed the wire? We'll take you upstairs. We'll show you what we found. All right, so the ceiling's coming down. German's worked on that piece. We showed you the electrical wire that we found up here, and that is just completely chewed through. The black wire is the one closest to us, and there's no black insulation left on it at all. That wire comes from one of those switches down there, up across this area, and down to the light fixture. So what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to move that light fixture, hopefully pull a new wire up through here and then across, and then we're probably going to wind up with a surface mount junction box nailed right here in the ceiling with a blank cover plate on it to make the connection from what's left of the good wire to get it over there, because I don't know that we're going to easily be able to fish all the way down this wall because of how the attic is situated. There's no way to really get ourselves over there and into that wall without drilling a whole bunch more handholds. We're going to replace that, and then we're going to turn the breaker back on, and we're going to see if anything else causes it to trip. We know for certain that's a problem. We're going to address that first, and then we'll see where things go from there. This was the vent that our customer was having all the problems with, and we showed you inside and the electrical wires that were chewed up by the squirrels, getting them replaced. German's in process of finishing that up now. So we've got the new hood exhaust fan on here, as well as the metal cage over the top of it. And that was where the real problem was occurring. But since we know that this is the 2nd time in this particular building, we've had problems with the squirrels getting into the interior and building nests, that we needed to take care of the rest of these as well. So we got 2 more baskets here that Norm has put on, and then this one down below, and then of course 2 all the way down at the bottom. This should keep the animals out for the future, as well as allow those bathrooms to exhaust properly. And the dryer vent is down low, so that's easy to get cleaned out. While we had everything apart, we went ahead and ran the clean out materials through there. So we ran the brush down through the inside of the dryer vents to make sure that was good and clean. That's just about finished up the outside of things. The last thing we need to do is put the radon exhaust vent back up here, get that reinstalled on the clip, and that's gonna wrap up the outside. We'll take you inside and show you the progress that we're making there. Here we go. So back inside the bathroom, we were able to take this light fixture down, drill a new hole up through the plate here, and fish that wire up into the space above. 2 wires across, we're gonna put an junction box right here. We have a blank cover plate that's going to fit on top of that so that those wires are accessible, because you're not really supposed to bury a junction box up in the attic. They don't like you to do that. It needs to be accessible in some way, shape, or form, and there is no attic access here. So that's going to sit there. We brought the 2 wires that were broken. They were chewed up out here into that junction box. We've got our 2 coming across, 1 for the fan, 1 for the light. We're going to make those connections, and once all that's complete, Kevin right now is working on getting screws into nailers. So those nailers are going to go in on the different places on the joist where the drywall is going to have to get reattached, so we can get new drywall in here all the way across. Once we have everything connected and powered back up, we're going to test the circuit, make sure things work. If the circuit's working, the breaker's not tripping, then that means this was the major problem, and we can keep moving forward. The customer is telling us that there was occasions when other switches were flipped and things still tripped out. So before we seal this up, this is right now our only access to the attic, we want to make sure that we've got the problem solved in other places. So the guys have finished nutting this together. We're going to turn things back on. We're going to see how it goes. Moment of truth. Part 1. Does it stay on? Ooh, it does. That's a good sign. Let's go back upstairs and flip some switches and see what happens. Closet light works. Ceiling fan and light work. And now for the final test. Here in the bathroom, lights came on, ceiling fan came on, and everything is hot and happy. That's what we call a win. So we're gonna let this run for a minute, just make sure that nothing else trips out, and cross our fingers and hope that there are no other wires that have been eaten through by the squirrels. So that's gonna wrap it up for this project here in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. We got the wiring fixed inside, everything stayed on like it was supposed to. Next step is just for the guys to get the drywall put up, taped, and mudded, and get some paint on that. And the outside, Norm's just working on putting the new downspout up that's going to feed allow this radon exhaust vent to get up and vent up as high as we can get that. So all said and done, pretty solid day's work in here today. Nothing our team doesn't do. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, anything on the interior of your home, finish your basement, renovate kitchen, remodel your bathroom, plumbing, electrical, drywall, spackle, paint. Our team literally does it all. When it's too hard for everybody else, it's just right for us. Give us a call. We have a dedicated office staff standing by weekdays, 9:30 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon to answer your phone calls at 484-748-0008. Coat Built is your full-service construction and renovation company and a Pennsylvania home improvement contractor number 88078, licensed in Newcastle County, Delaware 10490. Fastest way to reach our team, take a picture of your problem, send it to us right here on Facebook. Click that Contact Us button at the top. Send us your contact details and a picture of what's going on at your house, and we will be happy to get you a quick virtual estimate on that. More details about that in our blog on our website, coatbuilt.com. If you're watching on YouTube, like this video, leave a comment down below what you learned, ask us some questions. We're happy to answer those for you. And of course, subscribe to the channel, hit that notifications bell so you get all kinds of fun behind the scene tours of what we're doing on these different projects and helping you learn the questions that you want to be asking when you're talking to a contractor about how they're going to fix that squirrel damage and the possible electrical issue going on because of the squirrels in your attic at your house and all the other different projects that we get into. Remember, when we're finished with it, you're going to be proud to say it's not just done. It was Coat Built. We'll catch you guys on the next edition of Forever Home. Bye for now.